that you said is I can tell you a little bit about myself and how I was raised and how I grew up. Okay, and what I know. Because because in reality, like I'm a vendor. Okay, so I do a lot of conferences and I do a lot of where there's a lot of gatherings and everything like that, right? And like I've worked all my life. I'm from Manitoulin Island. I'm Ojibwe. Are you? Whereabouts? I'm from West Bay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
My dad's
Chiggy.
Frank.
You're Frank's daughter.
Frank's niece.
Oh, because him and I, we've been vending together for the last, well, I've known Frank now for about maybe 6-7 years. So I live in Toronto, but I came to Toronto in 1970 from Manitoulin. So we were the first group of kids that actually graduated from MSS. Who's had already built it. But I'm Ojibwe, I speak Ojibwe. I grew up on a very small farm, with my family. There was 8 of us. And there, the way we were taught and everything like that, the kids, we had a very, very strong family unit ties. Okay? I grew up from a very, we had a lot of prayers. Like, we really believe in the Creator, even to this day. Some of us kind of drifted away from it, and then others, we all reconnected afterwards. Because there's been a few crises in our family, like there's been deaths and all that stuff, so it made us even stronger. But, so I raised my son just the same way I was raised. And by doing that, teaching him how to work at a very early age, because that's basically what happened to me. I had to go in and work, from the time I was 14. So I did the same thing with him. So it taught him the value of money. It taught him that you didn't get anything for nothing, right? And it also taught him to respect other people, and to be, because when you teach a child right from the time they're small, to take care of their toys and to do their own chores, even when they're small, because when children are born, that's one thing that my father had always said, and as well as my mother, never spoil a child. Never spoil a child. You are the parent. You are the adult. You are the one that's matured. The child is not. So don't ever let a child kind of boss you around or anything like that. You're the one that is the boss. You can love your child, and the child knows the difference between love and actually being ordered around, right? So when you have children and stuff like that, don't spoil them. They will learn to appreciate everything that's given to them, and you teach them that way, and I'm not kidding. I guarantee you will not have any problems raising your kids. So, and it's something that my dad said to me, don't spoil a child. You can love a child, and you teach them when they are good. Yeah, you can reward them, but when they want something, and if you can't afford it, just tell them, okay, you are the most beautiful child that can possibly be, and I love you very much, and you do deserve that. But when I have it, or if I can buy it for you, I will, because you do deserve it. That's more or less giving them a little incentive. Okay, I gotta, work for something and all that, and it's true. My son now is 34, and I raised him in Toronto. He's urban, and he knows his roots. He knows where he comes from, and he's a really, really family-oriented guy. He's always worked from the time he was 14, and I count my blessings because he turned out really good. He's educated, he works, and so I had no problems with him. He was not into drugs or booze or anything like that. And it's following the teachings of what you're taught by your parents, what your parents teach you. And he said to me, in fact, he told me the other day, he says, Mom, he said, life has not been very easy, for myself. But he says, you're the strongest person I know. You've gone through, whether it's physical handicaps or all the different working. I changed careers, like I'm an ex-banker of 35 years. And then I switched from that. And this part of me that I'm doing now, I never realized this part of me existed. This part of myself, like being able to do, I didn't even know I could draw, But there's so much things inside of you that we don't know. But given the chance and exploring those things inside of you, you find your gifts, because everyone has a gift. But it's finding it. A lot of people don't take the time to find it. I just stumbled across mine. Being in a corporate world all those years and working. I just worked and went home, and I put in 8, 10, 12-hour days. And on a Sunday, I'd cook 5 big meals, and I'd freeze them so that my son and my husband would come home, and there'd be a meal waiting for them in the fridge, right? Bottom of the fridge thawing out, which they just have to throw in the oven, right? We lived like that for quite a few years while he was growing. And later on, I changed careers, not by my own choice. Things happen, things happen for a reason. And I went into floral arrangement. I went to Seneca College, graduated with the highest honors at Seneca. Now they're asking me to be part of their alumni, right? Which is, I think, wow, And I did that. I freelanced for a year and a half at a flower shop, and found it was too labor intensive for me, because it is a lot of hard work. It's a lot of lifting water, carrying, things that being a designer, they glorify, but they don't show you what's really underneath. Anyways, after that, I went and worked for the Native Canadian Center as part-time, and I became a manager there at the gift shop. So I was a manager for 3.5 years at the gift shop. And I moved the store from the front to the back. And, well, I figured, I can do this on my own, right? And so I've been vending on my own now. This is going to 4th year. And I meet a lot of people. I find it interesting. I find even more of myself, finding out things that I'm even more capable of making, designing jewelry. I make turtle rattles, self-taught. I make baby magazines. All these things. It's all self-taught. It's trial and error. I've got a box full of jewelry. I kind of, to me, they didn't look like anything that I want to put on my table, so they're. But every so often, you go back, you root through that box, and the idea springs through your head. Then you remake it. Then you're satisfied to put it on your table. But it's not really totally giving up. It's more or less going back and recreating what you have, really, that's in your head. So in that way, when somebody buys that piece that you've made, that you created out of your own hands, I'm looking at that as the best feeling you could possibly have. Your heart just leaps and says, you're smiling, So you go through all these different stages in your life, where that's basically what life is all about, is the growing, constantly learning. Even at my age, you were learning. And when you stop learning, you're dead. You're dead. But you always learn from other people. I'm in the subway, I should carry a sketch pad in my purse. If I see, let's say you had a necklace on I really like, I'll just sit there and sketch. Not what I see that you have on, but my version of what I want to do, want to create. Right? I'm riding in a train and I see a tree in such a way it's bent by the wind. Again, I'm sketching that tree. I've got a pile at home of all the different sketches I do, because I found out I could draw. I'm not an artist, and I certainly am not one of these painters or anything like that. But I do sketches on my rattles, my drumsticks, on leather, deer hide, almost on anything. I even do pottery. So I do all these things, and it's trial and error. Or another idea springs up. You just jot it down. And you go back to your drawings, you go back to your ideas. And sometimes you have an idea what you're going to do next. And then you root to that box, and everything comes back to life. Everything comes back to you. So those are the things that I like. But this is all really taught to you from experience. It's not really talked to as an elder that talk about the kids nowadays and all that. You can hear a lot from that, from the other elders and all that are more experienced in dealing with kids. But I, once in a while, am a guest speaker at Centennial College, or wherever I'm invited, I will come and talk to the students. It's more or less through experience that I have and how I was brought up and how I grew up and all that, more than anything else. My parents, my mother was very gifted. She did porcupine quill boxes for Princess Anne in Germany. She's got her work in the art shop. She's got her work at Montreal when they had the pavilions in Montreal, for the Olympics and all that. Her work she's done anything. When we were kids, there was no money, there was no welfare, there wasn't anything like that. Times she'd go to church sales and all that, and she would rip the coats apart, and she would turn the material inside out, and she would make our coats out of that. She'd just buy the lining, and we were the most fashionable kids, believe me, because we had fur on our cuffs, fur on our collars, we had fur on our hats and the pom-poms, Everything was new, everything, and it just from her being able to sew, right? She was very, very gifted, and she could make almost anything. Rugs, baskets, porcupine quills, sweetgrass mattings, you name it. But from where she grew up, and that's in Saguenay, along the North Shore, her mom and her grandfather were very, very gifted and they could write. Very bright, really, really bright. And I remember her saying once, my sisters were really, really angry when they were sent to Spanish to the residential schools, right? She says, I wanted to go so bad, but because she was the oldest, right? She says, can you imagine? She says, I could be able to read and write now in English, not only, and she was so upset because she never learned how to read and write, right? So she sent all of us to school. She made school and education the priority of our lives. My brothers have always strove and worked hard. My brother is Louis Toboski, and he's fought for the education for young children, always on Manitoulin, and he's very well known for that. Before in the 60s and 60s, we were youth leaders in Manitoulin. Like, we used to have these walkathons, which I find kind of funny now, because we'd have these big walkathons involving all the youth in the whole Manitoulin, just non-native kids as well as native kids, right? We'd walk from Gore Bay to Providence Bay to Little Current to West Bay, and we'd have a big dance. We'd get everybody to help in as potlucks. The people in West Bay would have potlucks. They'd make chili and all this for the kids as they walked in. We had a lot of blisters. And then we'd have a great big dance, a live band dance. And the money we raised, this is the funniest part of the whole thing, the money we would raise all went over to Africa or these other places. We never considered ourselves being, without anything. We had our own kids that we could have turned around and bought sports equipment or something like that for the kids, smaller kids, and we didn't think like that. We thought of other people that were less privileged than we were. But we did that throughout our whole high school. We did that. There's myself and there's Pat Madobby and a couple of other kids that started the First Nations Day in West Bay in MSS. We were the first ones, yeah.
We still have that, eh?
Oh, did they? That's great. Yeah. That's great. Yeah, we were the first ones. Pat Madobby was the Prince Manitou. I can go back every time I see him. Every time I think about it now, we kind of laugh. Because the kids there, they always saw native kids, all the native kids only stuck to one side, right? They never really went out to find out about anything else. They all stuck together. So the other kids used to say to me, how people don't hang around with them, you know? And I'm looking at them. Well, I says, I know their families, I know where they come from. I says, I don't know you guys. I want to know about you guys. I want to know how you guys live. I want to know how you guys think. I says, I know where they're from. I'm learning, right? And so I got to know quite a few kids right from the beginning, and we would start all these different organizations within the school. And then we start noticing that the kids were starting to participate more in sports, in drama, and you know, and I said to them, find your gift, and talk to people. Nothing to know anything if you don't go talk to people. And I see people all kinds of walks of life right across. I work with them, and when I was at the bank, because I've seen all the people when they first came in, you know, different walks of life, you know, because I've been in the workforce all those years. All different nationalities at different sections, different times, and you know, we had to amalgamate and work among one another. As there was times when it was very, very difficult, and where things clashed, and all the grumbling and everything. It happens. It happens. Nobody likes change. Nobody really likes change. But when you listen and when you work, or when you try, and work things out, in the end, there is something produced, and something does come out of it. Even maybe not at your lifetime, but your children's. And that is what it's all about. It's constant change, constant learning, and education is so important. It's so important. Really, really is important. Integrating culture into the lives of people who live in urban settings. Like, how do you think we could do that? Well, right now, I mean, we've been trying to do that for years, right? And it's been a very slow process. But we do need more. I really try, you know, because when you live in a city, you'll find that there are a lot of Native organizations in the city, and there are a lot of us, but we never really get together as a unity because everybody has their little groups. You know, there's so many different little organizations, and nobody, because everybody thinks, well, this is where I'm at, and the other group. There's never been that unity, and I don't know if ever we'll see it. Maybe not in our lifetime. Hopefully we do, but that's basically what one of our biggest problems is, uniting, working together, and putting our indifferences aside. And that's one big problem we have, is we live in such a me world, and it's getting worse instead of better, because we only think of ourselves. Even as a child, when you see a child being born and stuff, and this little kid, I've seen little kids along here today, they're screaming and they fall down and they kick, because it's a me world. And it's picking up that child and trying to reason with that child, like, no, I'm sorry, but you can't have your way. It's putting your own foot down, no matter how much you love that child, but you're doing that child more for them by putting your foot down. So when you're asking me that question, yeah, it's putting our indifference aside and trying to bring all our people together under one roof instead of us. Yeah, we do need all these organizations. We do need all this extra help. We do need all these programs. But it's still finding one common goal where we can come under one umbrella. One umbrella. Even let's use Apollo as an example, right? Right now, we don't have one big powwow. We can do it. It would bring revenue in. It would bring everything in. And a gathering all of our people under one umbrella. And you know how strong that would be, but the government's petrified of that. That's where our strength is. By keeping us apart, that's why we're weak. So we need to become one, and how to do it, I have no idea. I really am sorry, but you know, it's.
Said that common goal would be to
I don't know, because I said everybody's working for themselves. Everybody's working for themselves. And even the society, even outside of being First Nations person, it's going on with all nations, all nationalities. It's too much of a me world. We got to go back to the basics. And the basics is the Creator. Then we're under one roof. We're under one roof. Remember where we came from. But otherwise.
It's really good.
You're welcome.